How about that one? 14 the eager beaver. The eager beavers. Yeah, I might have to bring my vise over here to tighten it down on, so I can pull on it because it's so small. But it did have quite the compression. And let's see the state of the fuels. I see no fuels in it. That's probably good, huh? No fuels means that somebody kind of cared a little bit about it, maybe a little bit. And no oil in there either. And this was up in the garage. This guy was up in the garage, and where it was sitting at, there's a ton of oil on it, on the ground. So I assumed they had a leak, little leak from the bar area. Yeah. Well, right in here should be the old air filter area. That's what we need to get to. Got compression, so do I need to check for spark again? Alright, we moved you over here, which is better for me, I guess. Yes, because then I can just, you know what I'm saying, do that. But that rope is short. Look how short that rope is. It's pretty short. Are they usually so that short? Guess you heard try to fire up. What I got? I got some mix. Tank's empty. Worst thing to do is start leaking, right? And then these are the guys you got to totally tear all apart to do anything with. I mean, totally tear them all the way apart. Let me see if I can find my mix. Rubber gasket around the what do you think? It's that little guy again. That little one. A teeny weeny one. Do I have that spark plug still? Tool. Alright, still we're on the Eager Beaver. So I got that handle off. I showed you before the handle. Now we're down to this. Had to unwind that guy. Drain the fuel after the fact. So when I took this cover off, the I'm outside so I can't tell if you're seeing it or not. This guy goes over there and pushes down on the choke and all that jazz. So don't forget about that if you're putting it back together. If you tore it apart and gave up already. So yeah, I got most of the screws off. I don't want to pull this handle all apart, but I might have to. Well, probably won't, because it looks like to me all that handles together. But this whole piece here, this whole housing here comes with the rest of it. So the rest of it, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just going to cut off the rewind. Looks like it had a washer on it to keep it from pulling through the handle. Yeah, so it's amongst the mix of stuff. So we're down to this now, and I think the next thing I got to take loose is this little guy here, and the screw here that was a 5/16 that I couldn't find a I was looking for a wrench. I had to keep it cleaned off. Thought I just lost something, but I guess not. If you're looking for something that's down there on the ground, yeah, looks like I might have to charge this guy up, because it looks like to me he's going dead. It's always good to put all these parts in a container, so if you get sidetracked like I seem to do all the time, you can go back to it. You know what I'm saying? Go back to her. Alright, so we're just going to pull this little choke screw out here on the tops. Again, I apologize 100 times because I am outside underneath the canopy because I like it outside. And yeah, I gotta find a container to put this stuff in, because if not, it'll be missing parts and I won't be able to get them, because this thing is like on the obsolete side. Of course, we got this one from the pile. So I get the screw out. So that means that this housing is looseable, if that's a word for you. Looseable. Maybe. I don't know what else. So the gas tank's the next thing to come out of here. And you're going to have all your fuel lines and all that stuff on it. So see, I don't see any. Oh, sorry, there's one more screw right there. One more screw right there. did find a container to put my junk in, so I won't lose it time I get back to it, because I'm going here and there and underwear. And assuming this is just going to need a carburetor kit, probably, or fuel lines. I don't know until you get it out of there. Really, you don't even know. Here's the last one in here, I think. Yeah, it kind of moves a little bit now. A little bit. May want to get that spark plug out of there now. Maybe, because that'll help me give me more room on the back side here. On the back side there. I believe I already showed you the spark plug, so. But in case you just tuned into the middle of it, that's what she looks like. And the box. So she just wiggles around a little bit. Like a little bit is a problem, maybe. Did you catch that? That's that piece right here, right there. It's pretty dirty. Fuel's coming out of it all over me, so that'd be a plus. I said it'll be always going back together better because you won't be covered with grease and the dirt and all that stuff. Just trying to get it apart. So that's what she looks like on the inside. Let me bring you a little closer. Alright, that's what she looks like in there after you take the gas tank out of there. Now, there was no oil. There's no fuel, which made no sense to me. There's no fuel line hooked up to that, which now looking after the fact, here's your fuel. Here's your fuel inlet. I think it looks like there's a filter maybe down there and there. That might be the issue that's plugged. I might have to look into. And you're saying, well, where does it hook onto the bottom of the thing? It looks like to me it goes right. Looks like it goes right here, because it looks like there's a little screen right there. I need to get the air hose hooked up on the blower and blow this thing off. I'll do that next year, so I don't have to work anymore with the, you know, all over my hands. All over the hands. Alright. Alright, so I blew her out. So she looks clean in there so I can see what's really going on. And we blew this tank off. And just like I said, there's a filter down in here. Filter down in here. Yeah. And so we're going after carburetor. Going after the carburetor. So actually it looks like we need a fuel pickups right down here at the bottom. Down there at the bottom. You can make it out down there. Because if you line this up with that, that's the fuel pickup. So yeah. So you gotta watch out for this one little rod here. That one little rod right there that comes out to here. So I would assume that you're probably gonna have to pull that off out here, and there's a spring on it, and then there's a rod in the end of it. There we go. Welcome to summer. So that goes around. It goes around the thing. So yeah, we'll probably have to disconnect this spring up at the top here and let all this stuff come out so I can get a hold of the, get a hold of it. Get a hold of it. All right. There's your spring. It's hooked around that level, and then hooked into a hole in the very front of the housing, just in case you missed it. So this should be able to pull it out now. It should pull me out enough so I can disconnect that rod from the housing. There she comes. And yeah, it's quite the oh, it just slips around. Good deal. It just slips around the arm. Just slips around it. I'm trying to get the guy off there for you. Okay. It just, that arm just slips right around this little guy right here. Alright, and then that spring goes through that hole right there. Right there. Alright? Don't you be forgetting. That's why I'm doing this video for you, y'all. For y'all. Y'all. Alright, so this is just pull right out of there now. Yes, I thought it might. You gotta remember you got your spark plug boot and such stuff as that in there. And that's what she looks like on the bottom. Did you get the bottom views? Bottom views. Ugh. So there's your pickup for your fuels. There's a pickup for your fuels. Yep. And that little sits right down here in that little notch. Down the yeah. Right there, that little notch. That little notch right there. That's where that pickup sits. I got all this junk I gotta get rid of. You know what I'm saying? Should have my parts washer washing, but she ain't washing. Yeah, so we're gonna have to blow her off. Blow her all this junk off there. By now, this stuff's dirty mess. So, just in case, and I didn't have it do it to me, but, you know, that little rod here that was off the carburetor that I didn't. Anyways, I didn't, yeah. I'd just soon blow it off and spend $8 on a single thing. You know what I'm saying? But if you have the extra money, then you want to do that, we'll go right ahead. Because, like I said, I just want to get it running again, and well, again, I never had it running, so this is just one of the ones I picked up, and yeah. Yep. You can also check to see if the flywheel key is sheared off, but that shouldn't happen on a chainsaw. Shouldn't. Guess it could, but it would be a first for me to see that. But yeah. Alright, so I'm trying to figure what kind of carburetor this is. I don't know. That I do not know. As I can see right now, there's no names on it. With most of these guys, most of these little limb bangers, that's carburetor kit or crank seals. Now you can plug off the exhaust, plug off the intake. Have I done that for you guys to see? You see if before you put a carburetor kit in it first? I can do that, I suppose. I suppose I can do that for you. I suppose. Let's see if I can find them elements just so I can take this you know what I'm saying? Take this off. Yeah, because I mean, it wouldn't hurt to do a vacuum crank seal thing on this. Because if you look at this carburetor, she doesn't look to be very, you know, it's just dirty. It's just dirty, and I mean, if you haven't seen it before, you would think that this has been apart before. Now we had good sparks. I already tested that. So to get this carburetor off, you got to take the coil off, anyways. Yeah. Yep. And you can just put a plug. You can put a plug in the carburetor. Shove a rubber plug in there and do a vacuum test on it, and put the spark plug back in, and then do a little pump up on the crank seals to see if one's leaking, because that would explain why you don't want to run other than the old fuels in it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? 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 Alright, so I got this thing a while ago, and I thought it was for checking, I think it's just for checking carburetors. I'm trying to use it on the engine. That's probably what the deal is. Probably why it's not working is because I'm using it on on the whole engine, trying to suck it down to see if there's vacuum leaks, and trying to figure out why it's not working. But it's not for the engine, it's for the carburetors, you idiot. I think you know by now. But anyways, it won't suck them down. So if you got one of these things, called a whatever you want to call it, it will not work for that. Okay, it's trying to use it for the wrong thing. That's nothing new, is it? Huh? Pop off pressure. So anyways, I put some air to it and sprayed some stuff around it, and I'm not seeing any water around it, so we're gonna go ahead with trying to locate a carburetor kit for this. But as I said before, it's mounted to the coil, so let me see if I can relocate this thing again, where you guys can see. So you can see what I'm doing. Yeah. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put a business card in here for the points. To see what kind of gaps in here. And so when I unbolt this carburetor, what seems to go underneath the coil. I know what the gap is. Maybe you guys will know what the gap is, huh? Alright, so we got a business card. There you go. There's your gap. Actually, I think it's more than a business card, but ouch. Never trust a junk vise that came in the scrap, because yeah, it went down to hit my legs. And if you guys know by now that I have to be careful with the gouges. What are you talking about? That's because, you know, I'm on that blood thinner stuff, and so. And I mean, I could. Yeah, I could. See, that's just gonna bolt this guy. And this guy, and then and this one. And them two go all the way through. They go all the way through. There's two little There's plastic things. There's plastic things on the threads of these bolts. And don't want to lose those. There's 2 of them. 1 on each one. Alright. And the coil unplugs. Right there. Maybe. I'd like to say I unplug it so I don't have to worry about loosening the screws, but there we go. Unplugged. Unplugged. And then the whole carburetor comes off. I thought I was nuts for a minute because it just kept staying on there. Yep, another one with a plastic sleeve in it. Alright. And it goes down to this block. It's a fiber block. A little fiber block in here. Gasket. You can go down there and look inside that cylinder if you like. If you can see down in there. Can you see down there? At the end of my finger. Hope you can see down there. It's black and grimy right there, but she's shiny. All that black and grimy means as in it's running pretty heavy on the oils. So they're probably using some of that cheap oil. Some, like, hey, I don't want to get rid of the waste this old oil. I don't want to waste that old oil, so I'm going to use it and instead you do this to your engine. There you go. I can't, they just show me gaskets. I'll punch that in. They just show me gaskets. Jeez. They just show me gaskets. They don't even show me the carburetor belt. Closer from the edge of the counter because I got 10,000 things here in the road and 10,001 things in the road and I don't know. I don't know. Let's see. Get the old slimy oil in it. Look at it. She's pretty stiff. Oh my goodness. She's big time stiff. It smells like old varnished oil. See if I can match up any of these. any of these. I don't think I'm going to find any of these that's going to work. So far I'm not seeing anything that have remotes this at all. You know what I'm saying? Look. That's one part of it. That's the fiber, that's the plate. See, that one's probably it right there. See it? They show the fiber plate that's down there and the gaskets. Let's see. Yeah, that's it right there. That's that gasket there. Just already lost it. Mini Mac, it's a Mini Mac. It's got two of these plates that go in here, and probably that circle gaskets underneath that. And yeah, let me see. Hang on.